Welcome to the Module 3 tutorial on the capstone activity. Now, again, we're going to continue to apply what you just learned to your horse's diet. And in the last module, in Module 2, we looked at energy and protein. And then we introduced you to the Mad Barn Nutrition Calculator and how to look at energy, protein, and that essential amino acid lysine. Well, in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to look at the other nutrients so you can evaluate what you're feeding your horse. And again, we have a demonstration video to show you how to do that using Mad Barn's nutrition calculator. As a reminder, you can find the Mad Barn nutrition calculator at madbarn.com. Go to the Learn tab and you can click on Nutrition Calculator. Then it's going to show you again where you're going to have to re-input your data from your horse. So the horse I'm using again is Tari. She weighs about 450 kilograms, and I'm going to keep this in metric, but that's about 1,000 pounds. As I record this, she is 8 years old, so she was born in 2016. And then physiological status. Remember, she's not a brood mare, and she's not a growing horse. She's exercising because I'm riding her a little bit each week, so that is classified as light. Then I'm going to come down here and input the forage I'm giving her. So this is very important. So I'm rationing her hay, and it's a grass hay. And I'm feeding her at 22 pounds because I'm from the United States. I deal with imperial. So be sure if you are that you switch it. But you can use kilograms if you're used to that too. Or if you're just feeding flakes, you can just put in the amount of flakes, and this will calculate the averages. So 22 pounds. Which means that's 20 pounds of dry matter per day for her because I take out the moisture content of that hay. Location's critical. So her hay is from Ocala, Florida. So I put that in there because it's local hay and that's where we were living. Feeding program, again, as a reminder, has all the feeds available to you in North America. But if you don't live in North America or you can't find your feed, find something comparable, because again, this is just to give you some idea. And I am feeding a vitamin mineral mix, which I'm going to click right here. And then I'm feeding at manufacturer's recommendations, which it pops right up at 200 grams per day. Now I'm going to calculate the diet. Now in Module 2, we talked about this already, the energy and protein and lysine. Here we want to look at the macro minerals, trace minerals, and vitamins. So if I look at the macro minerals, I'm meeting all of her needs, some excesses, which doesn't worry me too much. And I'm looking at sodium, which is at 69%. So that means she's not getting enough sodium in her diet. So I need to add salt, which again will encourage her to drink. And that's pretty typical for most horse diets. But when I look at everything else, I'm meeting or exceeding her needs. And so that's great. What you want to do is input what you're feeding your horse and look for any of these gaps, and that could indicate that you need to alter your horse's diet. Now, let me play around with this just a little bit to show you. Let's say I took out that vitamin mineral mix. What would that mean? We know after watching Module 3 video lessons that forages are deficient, and it's going to depend on where you live in the world or where your hay is coming from, and that will dictate which nutrients it will be deficient in. So if I do that, and I took that away, some of her energy goes down. You can see the sodium went way down, but macro minerals are still pretty good except sodium. But then we get in the trace minerals, and this is pretty typical all around the world. She's not getting any cobalt, any iodine, any selenium. Manganese is low. So that is a concern. Then all these vitamins that she needs each and every day is she's not getting in her diet. So those are the gaps that need to be filled some way. And like I said, if you just put in a simple vitamin mineral mix, it's going to fill those gaps for you and just need to add some salt. And Tari looks pretty balanced. And remember, wherever you are in the world, your forage is going to be deficient in something. That's why the location of your forage is so important in that analysis. But what you want to do here is to see if there's any gaps in the diet, like sodium, and how are you going to fill that gap? Well, sodium's easy, salt. But if you have other of those macro or trace minerals and vitamins missing or under the NRC's recommendations, well, then you need to look at adding things like a vitamin mineral mix or other nutrients to ensure you're meeting your horse's daily needs. Now, in the follow on module, we're going to look at underweight horses, overweight horses, performance horses, and then even our growing horses and what they need. And then we'll look at that in our capstone activity.